Hey everybody, I'm here today to do a review of the 2015 Buick Regal. Now, throughout this video, I will be reviewing the various aspects of the car, so I'll start off with the exterior. Now, as you can see, the car has an absolutely stunning exterior. Now, I personally have always thought of Buick cars as being geared towards older people. And they've always sort of had that classical look. But this Buick Regal, it looks amazing, and they have completely revamped the look from the past models. This Regal looks like it can be driven by a 16-year-old, and that 16-year-old will look awesome while driving it. It has sort of a sporty, luxurious, yet classical look to it. And as you can see, everything down to the mirrors, the side mirrors look absolutely awesome. The rims are very stylish and simple. They have a fairly simple spoke pattern and they look awesome, but they're not too flashy, so it still maintains that classic appeal. Taking a look at the back, you can see that the tail lights have that aggressive look to them. And this is what I was speaking of when I said it looked like it could be geared towards a younger person driving it. It has a very aggressive look, a very sporty look with the dual exhaust tips on it, and everything down to the accents, as you can see now, and those very, very thin reverse lights. Looks absolutely amazing. Buick has really outdone themselves when it comes to the design of this car. And now, just like I said, we are only going over the exterior up until this point in the video, but we will be going over the interior, the engine, and the trunk space throughout the rest of the video. And once again, even taking a look at that spoiler, it looks so aggressive and so sporty. And not to mention that the engine is definitely sporty, which we'll get to in a few moments. Now, as you can see, when you open the trunk, it stays open by itself, which is a feature that I really like because, it makes it easy when you're loading things into the car. And it has a ton of trunk space, an absolute ton of trunk space. And that's great for storing absolutely anything in there. And it also has fold-down seats so that you can store long things in the car. As you can see, it has the little button on the handle, and that allows you to get into the car very, very easily, and a nice and spacious interior. As you can see right there, it has that luxurious feel to it, and it is extremely, extremely spacious. And I wish that you could actually sit down and feel the seats through the video, but unfortunately you can't. You can only see the seats. I can tell you though that after sitting on them, they feel amazing and they're so comfortable. When it comes to the door panel, you pretty much have your standard controls, your lock, your unlock, your mirror controls, your window controls, and so forth. And you have a little bit of storage at the bottom. There's nothing special about the functionality of the door or the door panel, but what I find awesome about the door and door panel is the look of it. It has a very futuristic look with the dual colors you see on there. These are just some controls that you'll find throughout the dashboard. You have your headlight controls, your dashboard dimmer, and a nice and simple gauge cluster. This is what I like to see when I look at cars, whether I am purchasing a car for myself or helping a friend choose a car. I like simple gauge clusters. You can sort of refer to them quickly and see what you need to see. The steering wheel controls, once again, are fairly simple. You have your cruise control, you have your radio controls, and so forth. Simple but functional. The one good thing that I like about these steering wheel controls is the fact that when I am turning the steering wheel with one hand, I am not hitting any of the controls unintentionally. You can see the dashboard screen right there, and all of the controls that can be found along the center console. A very, very luxurious looking shift knob, which is something that I really appreciate. And obviously you have your standard cup holders and your storage area over here. One thing I do have to say is that you do have a decent amount of storage when it comes to the center console, but it is not a ton. When I think of Buick, like I said, I think of a classical car, but I also think of a lot of storage. And the one thing with this car that I think they could have improved upon was adding in some more storage in the center console, because that's where we throw all the knickknacks that we use from time to time. As you can see, it has an extremely spacious back seat with lots of leg room. And finally, the meat and potatoes of the car, the engine. This has a very sporty engine that produces a great deal of horsepower and torque, and it is surprisingly fast for a Buick. It does not feel like a classical old person car once you get in it and you drive it. And that's basically it. I hope that you have enjoyed my review of the 2015 Buick Regal. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.